I have spent the last 8 days using the Google Pixel 8 Pro, and in this video, I'm going to be comparing it to the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Without a doubt, the S23 Ultra is one of the best phones of 2023, if not the best by most people's standards. From the great display, its performance, and of course, those cameras. But Google came out swinging with the Pixel 8 Pro, so which is better, which has the better value for money? Let's find out. First things first, let's talk about the design. Design is super important because it is what you look at every day and more or less reminds you if whatever phone you get was the right choice. Out of all the smartphone colors that came out this year, I think the Pixel has the best range. It comes in 3 colors, bay blue, white, and the standard black. Some people may think the black is basic, but it looks pretty awesome if I do say so myself. One of the many changes this year is the finish at the back. It is a glass back, but instead of having that glossy finish like the Pixel 7 Pro, the 8 Pro has a satin or matte finish. It really gives the color more of a premium look and feel. And truth be told, I have been going caseless every now and then because it is very hard to use this with a case on. The sides are still aluminum with a USB-C port at the bottom, and it also has stereo speakers, which are some of the best speakers in the smartphone industry. They're loud, punchy, and the bass does not give out the louder the phone gets. Very nice. If you look at the back of the phone, Google widened where the camera sensors are and also upgrading the camera and lenses, which we'll dive into very soon. Next to the camera is the new temperature sensor. You can measure the temperature of different things, your food, beverages, your fabric, and many more. The best use case that I can think of is maybe finding out the temperature of the coffee you just got, or checking out your newborn baby's bottle, or even a fever. The problem here is I do not know how accurate this thing is. It gives different temperatures on the same object every given time, and is also very instant, which is very weird, so I cannot really confirm if indeed this is real. That being said, Google did say they submitted an application to the FDA to use the thermometer app to take your body temperature and then save it to your Fitbit. Now, I would love to see how this will unfold in the nearest future. The Galaxy S23 Ultra is one of the best looking phones in 2023. It has a clean look, the camera sensors are vertical and symmetrical, and the back is also a glass back but has a matte finish. The sides are aluminum and the corners are square and slightly more difficult to hold for an extended period of time. It also doesn't help that this is a very heavy phone. It is 237 grams and that is about 24 grams heavier than the Pixel 8 Pro. It also has a single USB-C port at the bottom and stereo speakers which are about the same on the 8 Pro. They get really loud and it has a great bass. The one thing the Galaxy S23 Ultra has over the Pixel 8 Pro is the S Pen. I've said it many times, the S Pen is not for me. I don't think it will ever be. Personally, I'll take out the S Pen for a bigger battery, but that's just me. Design is very subjective. I do not think any of these designs are bad in any way. I have always loved how the Pixel looks, so that's really my choice. But in terms of how it feels in my hand, I believe the Pixel 8 Pro is much more comfortable due to its rounded corners. The next category is display, and boy, there are many changes. Google is calling their display for the 8 Pro a Super Actual display. And from my research and findings, it is essentially an LTPO panel with a variable refresh rate that can switch from 1Hz to 120Hz. The big upgrade here is the display can go up to 1600 nits when watching HDR content and then 2400 nits of peak brightness. In contrast, the Galaxy S23 Ultra offers 1750 nits of peak brightness, so in theory it should be brighter than the S23 Ultra under direct sunlight. But that is not the case. In reality, they're about the same. And don't get me wrong, the 8 Pro is brighter than the S23 Ultra in some use cases, but I think we've reached a point in the smartphone industry where the displays are so good, we as consumers or even creators can't really tell the difference side by side. This is a side-by-side comparison of the same video. They both look good, the blacks are black, and the color accuracy is also very good, so I don't think I can say one display is better than the other. What differentiates them though is how they unlock the phones, and even that is almost a split decision. The fingerprint scanner on the 8 Pro is not perfect. It is still wonky until you turn off the haptics and it becomes a lot more responsive. Now, I'm not even joking, the fingerprint sensor is much better. I'm not saying it's better than the S23 Ultra because that has an ultrasonic fingerprint reader. What I believe Google put emphasis on is face unlock, and boy, Is it fast? Majority of my time with the Pixel 8 Pro, Face Unlock is or has been my primary way of unlocking my phone. It also reminds me of how fast it was on the Pixel 4 XL. I'm just glad because it is way faster to get into my phone than using the optical fingerprint reader. Honestly, I am finding it hard to categorically say which display is better because they both excel and fail in different places. It comes down to what is important to you. And with that being said, I think giving this round a tie is a fair assessment. Now, just a quick heads up before we get into the battery life. I started a Patreon and it is only $3 a month, and with your support, it will help me produce more videos consistently and help me build a community with you guys. If you're a fan of the channel or you just want to support me as a creator, subscribing will go a long way. Okay, let's get back into who has the better battery. And the long answer is the Pixel 8 Pro has a bigger battery from last year. The short answer is it's not better than what it was on the Pixel 7 Pro. It is still early days, but the battery life has varied a lot in the last week. Some days I get 6 hours of battery life or 6 hours of screen on time. Other days I get 4 hours of screen time. But what I do know is I haven't had a period where I said, God damn, the Pixel 8 battery has great battery life. It hasn't happened. And like I said, it's still early days. The adaptive battery has maybe not kicked in yet, so I'll just have to wait and see. Also, within the battery app, I found out now you can run diagnostics to see what is draining your battery quickly, or maybe if your phone is too warm, it kind of pinpoints the cause of what is happening to your battery. It's a good addition. The S23 Ultra, on the other hand, has been phenomenal. It is still the battery champ for Android phones as far as I'm concerned. From day one, it hasn't stopped or even slowed down, and I think the S23 Ultra has set the standard for Android batteries going forward, so it will take round 3. The next category has a lot of debate online, and it has to do with software and performance. The Google Pixel 8 Pro is powered by the new Tensor G3 chip that is responsible for a lot of the AI features within the phone. More than anything, the Tensor G3 is not going to outpace the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for raw power, but in terms of everyday use, I can say there isn't much of a difference. The Pixel 8 Pro is buttery smooth thanks to Google's software that complements the Tensor G3 chip. Apps open on time, RAM management is also pretty good, and what the Pixel 8 Pro lacks in power, it gains in software and AI features. And there are many, like Video Boost for example, Audio Eraser, and many more. But my favorites so far are Magic Editor and Best Take. Magic Editor is the generative AI tool that changes small details or large details of your picture. You can move subjects around, change the color of the sky, and many more. I know a lot of people are going to have a ton of fun with Magic Editor. Best Take, on the other hand, is great, but it also reminds me how AI is going to be crazy. Take these two pictures for example. Most people I showed couldn't even tell the difference. If you couldn't tell, the one on the left is the original picture, while the one on the right is Google's AI software changing my face. It's kind of crazy. With all this, Google is also promising 7 years of security and software updates, while Samsung gives about 5 years of support. 7 years is the most by any OEM in the industry, and this goes to show how competition within brands is best for consumers. Both phones are also great within their respective ecosystems, although Samsung is a lot more mature. Now, even though the Galaxy S23 Ultra has better raw power with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, it doesn't come close to the software and AI features that Tensor is capable of. So with that, the Pixel 8 Pro is the winner for this round. Now, you already know it won't be a Pixel or a Samsung video if we do not talk about the cameras. So which has the better camera system? From the jump, the Pixel 8 Pro has True Tone, which means it will get my exact skin tone, and I think it nails it. Compared to the S23 Ultra, it makes my skin look orange. Not exactly the best for someone that looks like me. From the main wide-angle lens, the S23 Ultra is much more vibrant and colorful compared to the Pixel 8 Pro that depicts much more detail and less saturation. Samsung's picture profile always has more saturation. I'm not really a fan of that. I prefer a more natural look, but that's just me. They both have a telephoto lens and they are both good, but the 200 megapixel lens from the S23 Ultra edges the Pixel 8 Pro in that regard. I would love to test out the zoom enhance feature, but that is coming out later this year on the Pixel 8 Pro. The ultra wide is pretty good on both phones, and the new sensor on the Pixel 8 Pro slightly gives it an edge in gathering more detail, But if we're being honest, they both have good ultra-wide cameras. And when it comes to video, the 8 Pro can shoot up to 4K with 10-bit HDR, while the S23 Ultra can shoot up to 8K. The Pixel 8 Pro's camera has really improved, and I noticed during the event they even compared it to the iPhone 15 Pro Max with Video Boost enabled. Without it though, it still looks good. Now even though this footage from the S23 Ultra is in 8K, I can't really see a discernible difference. Maybe you guys can, let me know down in the comments. So with all that being said, which is the better value for money? The Pixel 8 Pro saw a price increase to $999 USD, while the S23 Ultra is still $1,200. That is a $200 difference. I feel the Pixel 8 Pro offers more value. You get a 6.7-inch display with arguably the brightest display in the industry. You get good battery life, a great camera system, and all the AI features the average consumer will ask for, and of course, 7 years of software and security updates. That is a great deal. But that is just one man's opinion. I'd like to hear yours. Is the Pixel 8 Pro the better value, or is the Galaxy S23 Ultra the king of Android phones in 2023? Comment down below and let me know. And as always, if you found this video useful, smash that like button and let's try to get this video to 500 likes. Subscribe too, because that goes a long way for me. Thank you guys for watching. My name again is KJOS, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.